Hey, Star Wars fans. Thanks for tuning into Star Wars Doctrine. I am Cody Dastrup, and with me, as always, is Logan Schultz.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Good. Talking Star Wars is always fun.
Okay, well, good, because we got a lot to talk about. So we're just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the future of Star Wars. We are post the Rise of Skywalker, post the Skywalker saga, which is a weird thing to say.
Makes me sad.
Very sad. But with that sadness...
It's like it's actually over, though.
You know,
like, that's so crazy. Like, there was always maybe 7, 8, and 9. Now it's done. It's a weird feeling. Sorry.
It is.
Back to you.
It's definitely a weird feeling. But the bright side is that there's a lot of good things to look forward to.
That there is.
Whether it's, confirmed stuff and good rumors and good sources who maybe say these rumors are going to happen. But the point is
rumors
that
are fun.
The Disney's pumped a lot of money into this, and they're going to be making more stuff.
That's a good thing, is we know Star Wars isn't over, and it's not on its way out either.
Right.
So
Star Wars is very much alive.
We have how many days till Clone Wars releases now?
Yeah, so less than a month till Clone Wars, and I think that's the first thing to talk about.
For sure.
Some of the expectations and excitement leading up to that. Clone Wars is a series that, honestly took the world by storm in a way I think nobody expected.
Right, because when it was first released as that movie, the movie was pretty bad.
Yeah, I can look back now knowing the characters and enjoy it, but I remember
seeing
it the first time. It was just
I hated it. I was like, this is terrible.
And we were young.
Yeah, we were kids and we hated it.
And it was like, but looking back on it now, after watching the show, I'm like, okay, that was a good start to where this was going to lead to. But yeah, it took me a while to get into that.
I have props to Dave Filoni for crashing and burning terribly with the movie, but then really making a series that really captivated a huge portion of Star Wars fans.
Well, and it's the last, I guess, the last thing that George was really involved in. And so that's kind of fun with it too. But to me, I think it's
his last directing work, because he did direct a couple episodes of the Clone Wars himself.
Right. So before he sold it. Yeah. So anyways, I just think that it's something that resonates well with fans. Ahsoka was not well received at the beginning by fans as a whole, and now she's become one of the fandom's most loved characters. There's people who are begging for her to get put into Battlefront. There's people who want standalone Ahsoka movie. They want live action Ahsoka. Yeah, not BB-8. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, don't get me started there. But it's crazy. And Ashley Eckstein is just like a fan favorite too, who voices Ahsoka. The way that her character developed, she's one of the coolest arcs in Star Wars, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people who just love that. So the fact that, at Celebration, when they announced #Clone Wars saved, it was just like,
oh my gosh,
mind blowing. And the fact that we're only a month away from that, because if you watch the Clone Wars, it kind of ends like, okay, this was going to lead up to episode 3 and into the Jedi Purge, and we got left hanging.
It was a good ending, but I do think, like you're saying, there was still a time gap left in it that I think will be filled very well by this final season.
Well, and like you already brought up, we have Dave Filoni at the helm,
which is always a good sign.
Yeah, George Lucas looks at him like a son. Dude, Dave Filoni is he's the savior of Star Wars. But he is...
I think people might fight you and say Jon Favreau is, but...
Okay, them together. They're a Force dyad.
There's a dyad in the Force, guaranteed.
With Favreau and Filoni. No, and this is just... Oh, I'm so excited, to get back to this and get back to that era. That's such a fun era. And I've recently been reading the Ahsoka novel.
Oh, yeah?
Just even though it takes place after this, just to kind of prep me for some more good Ahsoka screen time. And it's just dude, her arc's awesome. I'm so excited to see Maul back on screen. And at Celebration, they talked about how they brought in
the best fights, right? With Ray Park,
because they brought in Ray Park they put him up on one of those things like they did for Fallen Order,
right? The capture screen. Sorry, I'm not super techie
but they
with
had
that.
Ray Park doing the moves that you're gonna see, and Ray Park's obviously a total bad A, and that's freaking awesome. So this is just gonna be exciting.
It's exciting for sure, and I do think it's gonna end well, and I think it will be really interesting because we are seeing that it's gonna lead right into episode 3 and kind of do not what happens in episode 3, but a little bit around it. So I think for me, that's maybe the biggest thing, is finding out what's going on not on screen in episode 3.
Oh, absolutely. And just to find out
How did Ahsoka survive? Things like that. That's important to me.
And Rex and
how
all
does
of
Rex
that.
make it all that far?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be emotional. Like it's an emotional time, and
so I'm excited and also not.
Right.
Great, I'm going to cry again. Cool.
Yeah. No, to see a 66, Order 66, most likely from that standpoint, from maybe on Mandalore, it's going to be just.
It could be a little rough, yeah.
So
not looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, but it's just such a fun time period, so it'll be fun to get to see.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be cool to have the fandom excited about that for a little bit while we wait for Mandalorian Season 2, which is the next thing on our agenda.
Yeah.
Mandalorian took the internet, the world, the movie, the TV viewing section by storm. It was insane.
And specifically Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
The child.
The child. And it's Baby Yoda until further confirmed. But that was such a good thing. Getting to see The Mandalorian. It was an amazing film, or amazing series.
Right.
Way too freaking short.
I know.
The money put into it really felt well paid. It looked nice. It looked clean. It didn't feel cheap at all.
No. Felt very Star Warsy.
And the characters, you grew to love them. I wanted to love Mando, but at first he doesn't talk a whole lot, so it's hard to really be like, man, I like this guy because he doesn't say anything.
And now I'm voting for him over Jango and Boba Fett almost, dude.
I every single poll.
All the polls I see, who's the best? I love Mando now. Yeah,
Mando / Din Djarin is awesome. Cara Dune, oh my gosh, I love her addition to Star Wars. She's super awesome.
No, she's been.
We're just making Badass Woman of Alderaan a thing.
Yeah, that's true. Alderaan raised some awesome women. No, but yeah, so fall 2020 is going to be Mando. We don't know exactly
a full year
when.
Later is basically the same time frame.
So what kind of expectations or things do you think we have to look forward to?
It'll be interesting seeing who directs which episodes again. Yeah. It'll be kind of fun.
Well, Favreau said he's going to step in and do something.
I'm so excited. I love Favreau directing personally. And I'm sad we didn't get to see that because each director had their own feel to it.
Yep.
I really liked, when Dave Filoni did it, you could tell him and Favreau got a little carried away and made everything so Star Warsy, and I loved those episodes.
like so much fan service.
So much fan service. It was so awesome.
I'm good with it, 100%.
But episode 1 is Filoni, right? And that was a really powerful episode for me. And then he did the Return to Tatooine, which was really cool. So I think it'll be interesting to see kind of the different perspectives that you get from your different directors again. And I'm excited to see what Favreau's sort of look on it will be, even though he's been obviously the executive producer. Yeah. But seeing, where he takes the series from a, visual behind the camera kind of guy.
So we've had a couple of just fun, small, I wouldn't say even leaks, but things like
naked Gamorrean guards.
Yeah, that was a sneak peek Favreau gave us, was with the Gamorrean guards, which in my head is okay, hopefully Jabba's palace is in it and things like that. So maybe some small
Return to
direction.
Tatooine again?
Yeah, no, it'd be awesome. I think that we shared a thing a while back now where there was hints at possible Bo-Katan from Clone Wars and Rebels maybe making an appearance, because the actress who plays her was saying that she's doing some exciting stuff, so stay tuned.
Right.
Not that confirms anything, but possible there. Recently, the newest one I saw was that the girl who plays the armor in Mando.
Right.
I'm
trying to remember her name,
but she had said
Emily Swalls.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Her Instagram name is Biggie Swalls.
Is it really?
Yeah, her Instagram is so funny.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go follow her. But so that's what she said was essentially season 2 is gonna be very unexpected. That was her quote, and I'm oh, okay, cool. So that number
Emily
one, that
Swallow. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, you're close. So that tells me number one that she has a decent role.
Yeah, and she's been super cool and super supportive about the Mandalorian stuff, which has been really cool. The armor is awesome.
Yeah. So
and it's cool that she's probably in it then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It confirms she probably has a big role. She knows some stuff, and it's going to be unexpected.
And she's not dead, which was cool.
She's not dead.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, she kicked those 5 stormtroopers' butts. But yeah, so
she torched one.
Yeah, into the
just threw her into the armor and fire
thing.
ring.
That was awesome.
Not the correct terminology for that is.
Yeah, that was hot.
Okay.
See what I did there? Come on. No, so outside of that, there was like people who are like, oh, maybe Aiden will be in it, maybe Ahsoka will be in it, and
that was like ridiculously leaked cast.
Yeah, that was like super
so
fake. But then someone tweeted at her and was like, "Is this true?" And she was like, "I don't know. Ask Filoni." And then so it was like kind of an interesting answer from her. Like, we know, okay, that list wasn't true.
It was totally fan made.
It's still,
just in case you were concerned.
Yeah, the possibility of her being it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time frame, so it'd be fun. I would love that. Ahsoka live action, obviously everybody wants that, and everyone's been calling for that. We will see, but Dave Filoni is like,
I'm sure he's interested in bringing his girl into it.
Yeah, let's say that's his character, and anyways, there's just a lot of potential there. And then also it kind of ended with like Din Djarin, Mando saying like he's got to either Baby Yoda's going to be part of his clan, or he's going to go find some space wizards to reunite him with.
Right, and that was interesting because that was something that I had talked about when we've been talking about The Mandalorian in Season 1. It's one of the leaks or things that I've been reading and talking about was that we're going to get to see Yoda's, a gathering of the Yoda race.
That would be cool.
And I hope we still never find out what they're called. Because that's just
mystery's fun.
The mystery's fun, and I think a huge part of something George Lucas wanted.
Yeah.
But I do think it'd be really cool to see, like, okay, let's pretend all Yodas are from Planet X.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be really cool to go to Planet X and see what did Yoda grow up on, like a freaking rock wall like planet. Like, the dude just jumps around all the time. So.
Yeah, these intense rock climbing creatures. No.
So it'd be interesting to see where they're from, and maybe like a little bit of, are they all Force sensitive? It's seeming that's what the direction we're being led into. So it'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Lots of opportunity there. I think it goes one of two ways, in my opinion. Okay, so one is that they try to find his species, and then the other one is that he tries to just find a Jedi.
Oh, okay.
To say, hey, because that's what the armor girl said. She said his people were Jedi,
mm-hmm.
and you're gonna be his dad until you can reunite him with the Jedi. She actually says it like that, not like with his species. So yeah, totally two possibilities in my opinion. He's either gonna go looking for the Yoda species or both, or he's gonna go looking for the Jedi. And so what Jedi are around at that time period?
Basically, like Luke is the main one, really. I mean,
maybe Ahsoka.
You could say Ahsoka would be another one,
and that's, I guess Ezra. Possibly, and
somewhere in the unknown regions.
So yeah, there's options there. It would be fun if they go that direction. Either way, though, it's just fun that it's also cute that they're their own little clan of
adorable.
two.
I'm just annoyed that his signet isn't a Baby Yoda.
Yeah, true.
But the Mudhorn
looks cool. But
okay, I have a question then. Let's pretend Mando goes back, finds space wizards, so Jedi, or finds bunches of real Yodas. And he's like, all right, here we go. I did my job, and returns him. And now we're going to get to watch Mando go be a cool bounty hunter, right? And just get a cool bounty hunter show. Would the Mandalorian TV show survive that?
Without Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda.
True. That would be kind of a mistake, right? To not have Baby Yoda be his wingman.
The reason that people watch The Mandalorian who aren't Star Wars fans.
Exactly. There's a lot of people who tune in just for Baby Yoda. So that's a good point.
I bet that never happens.
You probably don't.
Too much of a money making.
Yeah. No, yeah, and that's a good point.
Which does bring us into kind of our next part, is we got to go into some rumors more now. And one of the biggest rumors is a director of Star Wars so far, a director of 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. No, wait, just one. I lied, sorry.
Is it just one?
Just episode 8, the finale, also known as IG-11.
Yeah, he voiced IG-11.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Which we did look up how to pronounce, and hopefully I didn't butcher it.
We probably still did. But yeah,
if he can add us and tell us how to say his name.
He did a wonderful job with the finale, and a wonderful job voicing IG-11.
Right.
And he's had some other successful kind of stuff come out recently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he supposedly has been approached to do a Star Wars film, and we know the next Star Wars film coming out will be like what, 2021?
2021.
Or is it 2022?
It's 3 years, so 2022.
Okay, that sounds more right. Actually, now you say that. It was like 2022,
2023, 2024.
I thought it was 22, 24, 26.
No, it's 22, 23, 24.
Who knows? There is 3 Star Wars movies with 3 dates.
I will show with it right over.
And yeah,
but
so that just to clear some confusion, I know like a majority of people I think do know this, but this end of the Skywalker saga is not the end of Star Wars films. Okay, they are still working on films, and a lot of good rumor sources are talking about how the next movies were going to take place supposedly 400 years or more before the Phantom Menace.
Which puts it into a time period that people are calling the High Republic, or basically the height of the Republic working correctly.
Right, which is super interesting because it could give like a little bit of a prequel
2022, 2024, 2026.
Okay.
Son of a biscuit.
Haha. Well, it's okay. I first was saying 2021. So anyways, 3 dates that, I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't change.
Right.
But supposedly him and Kevin, how do I say his name? Feige, yeah. Yeah, is supposedly approached as well about doing
who's the person who's mainly in charge of Marvel the over cinematic universe as a producer, not a director.
Yeah. So supposedly him and Taika Waititi. Say that right?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
I think. We'll just butcher it throughout the entire thing, and you think what you want.
And supposedly Rian Johnson still may possibly do some stuff.
Do his own trilogy that should be separate from that.
Yeah, and maybe they've changed that. Maybe they're just gonna have him do one of these.
True.
I don't know. It's hard to say, but supposedly they're all still in talks. So the point is, though, I don't know. What do you want to see from that? Do you like these directors being able to do stuff?
I think it's interesting. I personally I do like Star Wars being trilogies, so I'd like to see trilogies rather than standalone films, because I think the worst thing about a standalone film is always wanting more about the story, and Star Wars has always been so good about having so much information about the characters, the places, etc.
Yeah.
That I love that stuff, and that's what I'd always want to see.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that.
So I'm hoping that maybe we might lean something towards that in the future, but we'll see if it's definitely going to be like standalone films. But in the High Republic era, I think that would be an interesting time to see the Jedi for what they were, and not as corrupted with politics, because we know that just kind of gets worse as they get more involved in stuff. Mm-hmm. So that would be an interesting time period to see kind of like the Jedi at some of the height of their power. 400 years ago, Yoda's about 450.
They thought the Sith weren't in existence.
The Sith shouldn't be involved really any in the film, so it'd be kind of interesting.
Because they thought they'd been extinct, right?
For about 1,000 years, right? Yeah. So that would be kind of interesting to see, the Jedi at the height of their power, the Republic working properly.
And see the Jedi just out keeping peace, and then maybe just exploring things. I don't know.
And I think it could be a really fun film that's only for huge Star Wars fans who want to see more of like what it was like versus more of like a really fun, exhilarating story.
I think it'd be fun to see a younger Yoda too, and maybe not as Grand Master yet.
Right. Just maybe it'd be interesting to see. I would assume by 400 he's made the council, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
So it'd be interesting to see, like, in that,
even if he's not the main character, like,
I would want to see him.
Get references, get him in there a little bit. So the idea would be, supposedly, that these 3 films would be kind of more like the Marvel universe, where they do connect, but it's not like they're linear, and it's not like one's necessarily playing off of the other, but you would still get maybe some of the same characters meeting each other, and some of the same storylines referencing each other. Maybe not meeting up for one big end game, right?
Right. But we have Infinity War and Endgame Star Wars Edition.
But they're all going to be connected in the same relative time frame, just different stories. Right. So it could be interesting.
Which would be fun because, Star Wars will always be connected.
Yeah.
Whether it's not, the Skywalkers. It will always be connected. Star Wars always is going to be the same thing. And even if we don't have the same characters, it'll be fun to see how the universe is always expanding. Maybe not always this way, sometimes this way, in different directions with new characters.
No, I'm excited. And there's always, obviously there's going to be an incredible amount of fun TV shows and things. You got Obi-Wan, which, is supposedly still in good standing. They're just working on scripts and stuff, says Ewan McGregor, just saying that not to worry, it's still the
same release date.
Still same release date, so we're good on that.
Which is not really confirmed anyways, but whatever.
Yeah. So there's lots of good TV shows, but there'll always be something about a movie and getting to go to the theater to see Star Wars on the big screen. So I'm excited that it's not the end of the movies, even though I'm loving what they're doing with the TVs.
Like we had mentioned in our Star Wars kind of breakdown. We talked about the Star Wars marathon that we got to go do in the theaters. There will always be something special about seeing Star Wars on the big screen.
Oh, for sure.
And honestly, I would go watch The Mandalorian on the big screen for what it's worth.
Dude, that's a really cool idea. They should do that.
I would go
release all 8.
Yeah, in like a marathon order. It's really not that long.
No, like what? 4
hours or so?
5?
4 to 5 hours?
Yeah.
All right, we'll work on that. Let you know.
That'd be awesome.
But so that's a really interesting rumor, is the High Republic era, and that'd be kind of fun. But we're not fully abandoning what we hold dear so far. And there's actually something I'm kind of interested in. Well, I'm interested in everything. That's a lie. But something that I find very interesting, if they would do, is there's apparently a Rebels sequel being worked on.
Yeah, and that's being tossed around. And I hope that's... Because that's another thing that it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like the Clone Wars, where you're saying like, okay, there's a couple loose ends. It'd be fun to see where they go with that and how it ties together or all ties up. That's how Rebels ended, and it was a great ending.
The ending was very emotional and felt good because it led you into a place where you're like, okay, this events were cool and didn't detract from what was going to happen in like 4, 5, and 6, which was like my biggest concern going into Rebels.
Well, right. And so now we're like, okay, what happens now to Ahsoka and Sabine and
Ezra? What's going
off
on?
To look for Ezra and Thrawn. So yeah, no, absolutely. It's just, I hope that is a thing. I hope that they will do that, and even they could do it just like Clone Wars, just one season,
right?
Like 8 episodes, cap it off, and give us where it all goes.
Right, and the kind of rumors we're hearing right now. So I mean, these are big rumors, but we are kind of running from some interesting sources. But the idea is that it's going to be released in a year, which I don't believe. I think it's going to be more like about a year from right now. So not in 2020, probably early 2021 is my thought. And the idea is that season 1 and 2 will kind of be confirmed in the same sort of setting, just like Mandalorian. Okay. You know, the Mandalorian was released, or was before it was released, season 2 was already confirmed. Okay. So I got to start working on it right away.
Hey, the more the merrier. That's fine.
Yeah, and one of the things that I find really cool, and we were talking about this, like, about the gap between 6 and 7, it's so big, and the novels are cool, like Bloodline is a really interesting novel that, like, expands on it, but between 6 and 7, there's so much cool things that happen, and so much character development that we never get to see.
Yeah.
And honestly, we'll never really get to see them on the big screen. Mark Hamill's dude's kind of getting old.
Right.
Harrison Ford even older, and unfortunately, we lost Carrie Fisher, but we could get a really interesting thing. We had Leia in Rebels in a few episodes, so we could get to see like an animated version where we get to see what happens, and that's supposed to be what happens, is we're going to get to see the New Republic a bit and see kind of the fall and rise of it for a little bit, and we're going to get what happens to Ahsoka and Sabine going together to find Ezra, and just kind of seeing what happens.
Yeah, I need that.
That
would be exciting.
And then it would be cool because we know Ezra and Thrawn are both in the Unknown Regions, right? Yeah. Which is a huge part of episode 9.
Right.
And I guess even Octu is in the Unknown Regions in episode 8. Yeah, and Rebels had previously dealt with the Unknown Regions with the planet that Lasats are originally from.
It's escaping me. It's been a minute since I've rewatched Rebels. I'm sorry.
I'm rewatching all of it right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
But so the Rebels has previously delved into the Unknown Regions. So that'd be kind of a cool way to tie it all back in, and that's kind of the things we're getting right now as the main rumors.
Yeah, that's something that would be high on my list of most wanted.
Yeah, and it would be so cool because it would get to be Rebels I think is less well received than the Clone Wars.
Yeah, but people still. Oh.
But it has a huge following, and I think a lot of people like it. And I think the more people get to watch it, like it, they might have just been against it in there. Honestly, I was kind of against Rebels originally when it came out. I was worried it was going to detract from the original trilogy.
Yeah,
and it definitely didn't.
Right, it just added. No, yeah, and if it's well done, and for the most part, we've seen Filoni just do incredible stuff.
Yeah, what is Filoni really screwed up?
Yeah, for
the Clone Wars movie.
Just that.
So as long as we don't give him an animated movie, we're good.
Yeah,
I think Filoni's good now.
He will do incredible things. So yeah.
So those are the main rumors we have right now, and out of the 4 things we've talked about, we talked about the Clone Wars season 7, the finale. We've talked about Mandalorian season 2. We've talked about the High Republic and Taika Waititi being a director, and finally we've talked about the unknown potential Rebels sequel. What one are you most excited for?
It's such a loaded question
I
right now.
love those questions. They're funny.
And it's because it's hard to say, because right now I'm like in full Clone Wars mode.
Rewatch all the Clone Wars, get hyped.
Yeah, because I'm rewatching them, because I'm reading the Ahsoka novel, because I know that's what's next. So right now it's like I'm going to say Clone Wars. But, I mean, gosh, I can't wait to see where Mando goes.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see if they do a Rebel scene. I can't wait to see what, this High Republic, I don't know. That's hard. I don't know if I can give you a right answer. Right now it's Clone Wars, but after Clone Wars, I'll probably shift to like Mando, and then after that,
whatever's next.
Yeah, dude, it's like I said, it's an exciting time.
It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan. There's so much happening.
Yep.
I think for me, I'm honestly most excited about what a Rebel sequel could bring.
Yeah.
Just because that's so interesting to me, and it has like a rough outline where we know a lot about. I love the Empire. I love like the fall of the Empire. I love seeing Luke. That'd be really cool because I want to see more of Luke.
Well, then you could even dive into it crossing over in Mando's time period.
Yeah, it's the same time period.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool options.
So it's a fun time to be a fan for sure. And
absolutely.
We're excited for it.
Yeah, and I think that's going to wrap us up. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you guys for checking it out. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, may the Force be with you.